Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, there is something in the law. There's all these little phrases that are pretty interesting to study. One of them is called reasonable expectation of privacy. And this general concept can apply to civil litigation involving some type of a claim that you might have against somebody who invades your privacy. And it also relates to criminal investigations for law enforcement. And it's this. And this is something I think all of you should know. And it's called, is this a situation where you have a reasonable expectation of privacy? And let me explain. Do you realize if you take your garbage out to the curb, law enforcement can look at it? And the reason? Well, once you put your garbage out to the curb, you're basically giving it to the world. Isn't that interesting? That's why people lots of times want to shred documents instead of just throw them away in the garbage. Because once you put your garbage out on the curb, you lose a reasonable expectation of privacy. If you are in your home and all your curtains are drawn, you expect privacy. If somebody's spying on you anyway, there's a problem. However, if your windows are wide open, guess what? If somebody can see in your house from the street, they're not trespassing. You don't have a reasonable expectation of privacy. Always think to yourself, if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, is this something to where I should have a reasonable expectation of privacy, or is it so public that I don't? Because that is a legal principle that applies in both criminal cases and civil matters when we relate to privacy. By the way, did you know that the entire abortion Roe v. Wade thing developed from the protected right of privacy, which was developed really by Justice Brandeis from Louisville, he wrote a law review article, and it slowly became the law of the land, that they pulled the right of privacy out of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. It's not in there. It's not in there. It's one of those implied rights that the court has come up with, the right of privacy. So you have a right of privacy by Supreme Court decision. But how that privacy is protected relates to what is that reasonable expectation. For example, if you post something on Facebook or you send something on your phone, there's no longer a reasonable expectation of privacy. You can't say I own it. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Protect your privacy.